delegates, and my dear friends. I, a representative of Group 5, would like to speak against the notion government subsidies to the farmers are essential for development of Indian agriculture. First, let us understand what a subsidy is. You see, subsidy is basically an incentive that the government provides to an individual in the form of tax rebates, cash, or grants. Having understood what a subsidy is, and as we delve deep into the topic, I'll be informing you what are the types of subsidies and what impact they have on the macroeconomics of a nation as well as the environment. Before that, let me inform you that today the government spends around 4% of its GDP on food subsidy alone. That roughly estimates to about 1,25,000 crores. Now that is a humongous amount, right? There are two kinds of subsidies, rather farm subsidies. First is the direct farm subsidy. These subsidies are provided, rather reflected directly into the accounts of the farmers. Okay. A simple example of this is the loan waivers, also known as Qarz Maafi. You may be shocked to know that the government of Shri Manmohan Singh ji got re-elected the second time just because they waived off farm loans worth rupees 72,000 crores. You may be wondering that it is so easy for a government to waive off loans in the name of votes, right? But where does this fiscal deficit recover from? By taxes, obviously. The government will increase the taxes mercilessly on the common folks. And do you think it is justified that only 5% of the taxpayers of this nation have to share this burden? I don't think that is justified. The second form of farm subsidy is the indirect farm subsidy. Here, the government makes the products which a farmer needs available to them at a price lower than the market value. For instance, power subsidy, irrigation subsidy, fertilizers and seed subsidy, etc. In a world like ours, where natural resources are but limited, the role of subsidies should be to increase the efficiency of agriculture sector, not the other way around. Let me give you a simple example. In the province of Punjab, the government gave the farmers power subsidy to pump groundwater for irrigation. The method of irrigation obviously being flooding. The result was that so much of the groundwater was used that today Punjab faces a groundwater deficiency. And that, my friends, perhaps is a reason why Indian producers are counted amongst one of the world's least water efficient users. A similar case can be seen in the fertilizer subsidy case. Previously, the government used to give a heavy subsidy on nitrogenous fertilizer. As a result, the farmers mercilessly applied nitrogenous fertilizers on the fields, which led to nutrient imbalance in the soil. As I was doing research on this topic, I was thoroughly convinced that subsidy perhaps is a method that the government uses to keep a strata of the society, in this case farmers, poor, as subsidy only makes them dependent on the government and bars them from becoming innovative and increasing their productivity. Now, you may be wondering that I have informed you only the ills of the subsidies, right? But what is the solution? Let me share an interesting study. Not too long ago, Professor Sukhdev Thorat of Delhi University made an interesting comparison between the effects of investment in research and development in the agriculture sector and subsidies. You may be shocked to know that for every 10 lakh rupees invested in the agriculture sector, the farm GDP increases by rupees 11 and 326 people are pulled out of poverty. Whereas if the same amount is spent on fertilizer subsidy, only 26 people are elevated out of poverty, and that increases the farm GDP by only rupees 0.88. Having informed you about the benefits of investment, let me conclude by a slogan. Gachan pipiliko yati yojananam shatanipi agachan vanate yopi padme kamna gachati. You know what this means? This means that an ant willing to travel can cover thousands of kilometers, but an eagle who is not mentally prepared cannot even cover a single kilometer. You be the judge. Do you want our farmers to be the ants motivated by thoughts of investment and increased productivity? and cover thousands of kilometers, or do you want them to be eagles, spoon-fed by subsidies and not willing to fly a single mile? Thank you so much.